kind of like, what the fuck happened? The second playthrough, if you actually pay attention, a lot of the characters in the game tell you what's going to happen at the end. They tell you throughout the game.
Hmm.
Now, it's either you pick up on it or you don't.
Okay. Well,
But the second playthrough, I was like, oh, okay, everyone's kind of telling me, hey,
here comes the dick
what
fucking.
happens, you know?
They're telling you bend over and bite the pillow. I'm going in. I'm going in dry. Is that what they're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you this, Khan, because Khan is just sitting back there like plotting to blow up the world or something.
Yeah, he is.
Probably like, I want to eat some more of that pizza.
Let me ask.
I did eye it a couple times.
I know.
Let me ask you a question, Khan, since you're sitting back there formulating a plan. In terms of the game, how it's just kind of like just thrown on you since you have no idea, so you have no bias one way or the other. If you pick up a game and the ending is shitty, you don't like the ending, are you willing as a consumer to punish the company next go around and say, I'm not going to buy your product?
Well, yeah, I mean the ending to any story is kind of like it's the exclamation point on, you know, your time that you invested into it. I mean, I used this example before with another conversation, but I watched Lost from beginning to end, and
I'm so sorry.
The ending was the show was great, but the ending was so bad that it just ruined the whole show for me.
Really?
And to me, you know, the time invested really matters if the ending of the show really isn't very good.
That's a good
I don't know
point.
about that. I watched Battlestar Galactica, and I didn't like the ending.
Oh,
but I
you
would
get
still
off
say it's a good
Battlestar. That
show.
shit was awesome. I
liked
loved
the
it.
show. I just didn't like the ending. The ending made as much sense as the Mass Effect ending, and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna say, oh, I'll never watch another Battlestar Galactica.
That's true. All right. Let's go ahead and move on or whatever. I'm not going to give my opinion about this because I bitch and moan all the time.
We need to ask the people in the stream.
No,
what do they think?
no. The people in the
Why
stream are sheep. They will follow. No, just playing. People in the stream. How do you guys feel about?
Without giving spoilers.
Okay, yeah, without spoilers. What do you feel about the ending of Mass Effect? And are you going to punish? Are you going to? The fucks. Are you going to punish BioWare in the next game or the next product or whatever by not purchasing it because you're like, I fucking hated the ending of that, so you're not getting my money? Are you going to punish them even though the next product might be amazing? Guys, let us know. Let us know your opinions. It doesn't matter to me. I paid my money, enjoyed the gameplay. It's worth the money. I don't care personally. I mean, realistically, he can just stop and get married or some shit. LOL shaky. I don't even play BioWare games. Fair enough. Whole game, last 5 minutes. That's true. That's true. Zach makes a good point.
Someone says, honestly, it was the most disappointing ending to any story I've ever seen. That's a hard.
That's harsh.
That's harsh.
Well, Zach makes a point. He says the whole game cannot be overshadowed by the last 5 minutes. I mean, if you played the entire game and you were like, this is amazing, you get to that last 5 minutes, you're like, fuck, this sucks. Does that completely make everything else irrelevant? Because you didn't like the last 5 minutes?
It really just depends on what the ending really is. I mean, if it's a lackluster ending, you know, the whole story might make up for it. But if the ending just really is terrible, I mean, I don't know. It really just depends for me.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to our next topic. Next topic, SWTOR. Do you think 1.2 will help rebound the title, or is it too little too late? Should publishers rush a product to market, or should they allow the developer time they need? I'm going to go ahead and let Shaky get this one first. Shaky, what do you think about 1.2? Do you think it's too little too late, or do you think it's going to be a rebound?
I don't think it's too little too late, because I think people who are ringing the death bells for this game are just really off base because the game's 3 months old. It's like 4 months old, which I think is ridiculous.
Amen, brother. High five.
No, but anybody who is ready to call off of any MMO that has had a successful launch, which SWTOR has, is a decent game. No matter what you say about it, is a decent game. It's missing a lot of things that it's kind of like, why is it missing these things? But it's still a decent game. It did receive, decent critic reviews and all this stuff like that. It's not a failure out the gate. give it 6 months. I mean, like, and this update is kind of bringing it up more to speed with what people expected from it. Guild banks, things like that. I know that was one thing, but guild banks. But they are working on some really cool things. Like I know there will be guild ships. Like there will be. They've said that they're working on it. That's pretty much what they're gonna do. That I'm sure. They're gonna add a lot more to this game over the years, and I think that BioWare is dedicated to sticking with this game, and it is going to improve. And I mean, maybe you can take a break from the game. I mean, if it's really if you just don't like the game, that's one thing. But if you can see how much potential it has, and if you think that BioWare actually is going to kind of follow through on some of the things that they're working on, I'd say hang in there. Maybe you don't have to keep giving them your $15 a month while you wait.
Yeah,
but I
that's
think
true.
that the game is going to improve, and it already is. And I don't think it's too late. I think this is a pretty timely update.
Okay.
I mean, it's stuff that some of the stuff is things that should have been in the game to begin with, but it's 4 months. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. And a lot of people aren't raiders either, so a lot of people haven't even, like, exhausted the content, you know? So.
Okay. Well, Con, let me ask you, do you think 1.2 is too little too late, or do you think that the game still has the opportunity to go ahead and kind of rebound or whatever? I don't personally think it's on its deathbed by any means, but it's obviously in decline. Do you think that it still has a chance?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's the second most popular MMO out there right now, and it's only been out a few months. Even if people have been leaving, since launch, it still maintains a relatively high subscription numbers. But 1.2, I kind of think it's a mixed bag, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is a little too late for some people, because first impressions make a very big difference to the MMO community these days.
That is true.
They're very fickle. So they're going to have to do something really major over the next 6 months to bring those players back. And with other launches happening right around the corner, I don't know if they're going to be able to do that. So they're going to have to focus on new players and not current existing MMO players.
Gotcha. All right, Stoll, your opinion about SWTOR and 1.2?
Well, when I first heard about 1.2, I had to cover it for Dual Shockers. I had to cover the Guild Summit where they really talked about it. Honestly, when they first started announcing some of the things, oh my god, you wearing those glasses?
Hey.
Completely threw me off track.
Hey, Johnny Longstroke doesn't have to put up with that. Johnny Longstroke is the man. Continue.
Anyway, I was really surprised that some of the people who actually went to the Guild Summit did not cancel their subscriptions right there. Just because I almost hoped that a lot of the people who actually went to the Guild Summit were hardcore raiders, but they weren't. So, talking to more people who play Star Wars, talking to the people who have quit their games, they haven't even made it to in-game yet. Some of the people I know that are still playing are just now doing 8-man content. They're getting excited because they're tanking 8-man raids, and I was like, wow, really? Just now? Some of them were people who were looking for, I guess, more of a social aspect to the game. And with the forums the way they are, they didn't get that.
Yeah, that's true.
Some people are, they were hopping server to server looking for, a certain group of people just to socialize with. Like in WoW, you can do that. You can go on a server in WoW and literally just find a social guild full of people. Star Wars seems to want to push you to have smaller guilds. They don't want to push the 16-man content. They want to push 8-man content.
Yeah, oh, yeah, Stoll, that actually is a good point. That brings us into the second part of our discussion. The lack of incentive for 16-man content from BioWare. You think that's a really poor move?
Yes.
Okay.
The people who want to be social and want to have large guilds, but then at the same time they're saying, well, there is no incentive to do 16-man. Everything you do in 16-man is the exact same thing you can do in 8-man, except it's easier. What?
Oh, I was gonna weigh in on
Oh,
it.
go ahead.
Personally, I think that BioWare has lost their fucking mind when it comes to raid content in this game. Like, the shit that BioWare is just completely overlooking. They're like, we can add that in later. No one's gonna fucking notice. Like, 5 years ago, you might have been able to get away with that. But not having a dungeon finder, not having server fucking forms, for God's sakes, BioWare. Really? You're telling me you can't get a fucking somebody out of the community to monitor your forms for free? Really? Shit like that. The fact that there's one set of tier gear and you have to wear it if you're gonna raid. Period.
Yep.
There's nothing else to wear.
And once you get it, there's nothing else to do.
Yeah, there's no improvement. I can't enchant it. I can't improve it in any way. Once I've got it in my fucking pocket, it's done. It's fucking wrapped. Other things, like for instance, the ability not to be able to go into the same dungeon multiple times on hard mode in one day. I know they're removing that with 1.2, but really, what the fuck?
Yeah.
How did you guys not think that was gonna piss people off? Like, as a gamer, I want something to do, and if I want to run the same instance 15 times in a row, guess what? I want to do that. Who in the fuck cares? Like, it's the most ridiculous thing. Oh my god.
Yeah, there's a lot of problems with Star Wars. I don't think any of it is quittable at the moment. I think 1.2 will definitely enhance a lot of that, but the people who are quitting now, who are canceling their subscriptions, are mad about, and people in the stream are saying it, they're mad about, the smallest things. They're mad about emotes and not being able to sit in chairs.
This is true.
And I can't RP butt naked on a Sunday afternoon. I mean, there's stuff like that.
All right.
And the people who are quitting, honestly, they're not necessarily. I don't want to say they're all non-raiders, but a good portion of them haven't made it to end game yet, and they're quitting because they're not having the socializing fun that they could have in WoW or a casual game.
Damn you, Shaky.
He is really good at that.
Yeah, he is, and it's like fucking frightening. It's really frightening. By the way, somebody can win that sketch. You can win that sketch. Damn you,
actually,
Shaky.
Is that the back of an envelope?
I think it might be. The fuck?
Is that a bill, Shaky? Are you drawing on the back of your bills?
Son of a bitch. Well played, well played. Yes, I will sign that. I will actually sign that. Well played. Fuck, I can't even pay attention now. Great. Where the fuck were we? Okay, lack of incentive for 16-man content. Khan, your opinion, do you think that they should have made 16-man a more, not necessarily difficult, but a more outgoing version of raiding, such as different loot tables or boss mechanics or something to differentiate the difference between 8 and 16, since 16 is just more difficult inherently?
Absolutely. I really think that there needs to be a reason for people to want to raid 16-man, because right now there just isn't.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been kind of stuck doing 8-man, and it's been boring. I mean, there's, I play a healer in SWTOR, and there's, not enough boxes for me to click on and heal, and not enough. It's just not as fun.
Yeah, I can go with that. I mean, it just doesn't feel epic. It doesn't feel like you're fucking doing anything. It feels like, all right, we're just rolling through here with a couple of guys. Oh, look, there's a bag full of shit. Awesome. Who wants some shoes? Like, what the fuck? Shaky, your opinion? 8 versus 16, should there be a difference?
I think there
I
should.
also have a Batman one.
I don't know how big of a difference there should be. I didn't do a lot of raiding in WoW or anything like that, so I don't really have a lot of that experience to draw from as far as what other games do.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems to me that there should be, because otherwise, why wouldn't you just run 2 8-mans if you've got 16 people together to do this? If they're not going to give you, double the loot or something, why not just do the more efficient way, which some people do?
That's a good point.
I mean, I don't know. You do need something to make going to the trouble of getting that many people together worth doing.